mean, but fair enough. I mean, at that age, it was, hiding cigarettes underneath your hat or on the way to school, smoking in my truck and telling sister,
Don't
hey,
tell mom.
don't tell mom. This is the last one. I promise. I promise. This is the last time I smoke. So just let me have my last one.
Like that bothers me. That would bother me all day long, and I couldn't wait to get home to tell Mama. It was like, Mama, I know something I shouldn't know.
Welcome to Coffee Talk with the Cajun Mamas. Grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's dive into real conversations about life, motherhood, and a little inspiration to brighten your day.
Well, welcome to Coffee Talk with the Cajun Mamas. We got a special guest in studio with us today. This is my brother, y'all.
He's
real. He's real.
Yes, I am a real person.
Sarah likes to joke that we've been friends for almost 8 years now, and she's never met my brother in person.
No.
So she's like,
this is the first day I meet him.
I don't think he exists. I'm like, well, he really does. So anyway, let's get started by thanking our official sponsor for the month, Acadia Parish Cajun Harvest Country. If you don't already know, it's about to be Mardi Gras season, y'all. Actually, Mardi Gras starts on the 6th of January. And this year, it's an early Mardi Gras day. It's like the 17th, I believe, is actual Mardi Gras. So we have about a little over a month to just get all the partying in. Mm-hmm. Okay?
I know Nathan Melonson is so excited.
His countdown is getting shorter and shorter. Yes.
Of quick Mardi Gras, of early Mardi Gras, that is...
I know.
Something.
So anyway, we can go to acadiatourism.com /Mardi Gras, and they have listed all the events happening in Acadia Parish. So go ahead and start planning now, okay? Because
you got to hit them all.
As many as you can, at least. You won't be sorry.
No.
They got boucheries happening, too. I know that's not really Mardi Gras, but, it kind of kicks off the celebration on January 10th.
It's a party while you wait for the party.
Yeah.
It's a pre-party.
It's a pre-party.
Pre-party. Mm-hmm. Get your pre-game on.
That's right.
Man.
At the boucherie.
Pre-party and post-party. Around here, that's how we do. But anyway, y'all, there's so many events going on. You need to just go check it out at acadiatourism.com and plan your visit to Acadia Parish during this magical time of year.
Oh, another magical time
I think that's perspective if you've never been to Mardi Gras,
So
true.
True.
Depends on what magic means to you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to kick off this sibling episode.
I think you more excited than we are.
I'm so excited because it's the first time I meet him, and I didn't really think I ever would.
Oh, well.
It's hard to lock me down.
It is. Yeah.
Tell us what you do. Let's talk about that.
I see offshore for Noble Drilling. I work overseas in the Philippines right now, so 28. And then when I'm home, I try to run a little business on the side, installing boat electronics and everything. Kind of a little passion of mine. Anything fishing, really. We're not going to get off. We're not going to get off on that tangent.
Yeah. You know? Oh yeah. He loves to fish.
Not going to get off on that tangent, but it's y'all know how life is.
Yeah.
When you have a free moment, you try to take it for yourself. And then if you take that free moment, then all your time's gone. You know? So it's...
And I mean, you're gone half the year.
Yeah,
so the time that you are home, you just stay blowing and going. You know? And that's just how it is.
Y'all know how it is, though. Y'all stay busy as well.
We do.
I think, heck, we speak weekly and still haven't been able to sit down and have lunch. So it's...
At least y'all get
to talk, though,
you know?
I mean, thankfully for Messenger and, texting, we keep in touch.
Yeah.
It's not like y'all live far away from each other.
No,
either.
15 minutes away.
But that drive's so long, man. That's a long 15 minutes.
Might as well be 4 hours.
That's how my sister lives right by you. So I'm like, man, it's so long, though. It takes forever to get there.
Yeah. I think it's just taking the time,
It is.
If she hasn't heard from me in a week, she'll give me a call. If I hadn't heard from her in a week, we'll just touch base 5-10 minutes.
That's so cute.
Usually I know, when I don't hear from you, everything is good.
Yeah,
smooth
that's it.
Sailing, whatever. Sometime whenever we talk, it's like, oh, listen to this. Or we talk more whenever things aren't going right. And I'm like, but that's okay. That's what we hear for each other.
My confidant, man.
That's
right. She knows enough to probably put me in prison, but...
She knows enough to probably put me in prison too. So, well, good. I'm so glad you're here today.
Well, thank you.
All right. So, what was it like growing up with this fool? How, like, what's your
Okay,
age
well,
difference?
yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
let's talk about that.
Let's
Yeah.
see, when we were growing up, I was driving and you were going to like kindergarten.
No,
Yeah.
we're not that far apart.
Yeah, I'm 46.
We're almost 8 years apart.
8 years apart.
So I feel like
16, 8. What grade you in 8 years old?
Third
Third?
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean,
You
I
was probably, like,
distinctly
14.
remember.
Like, you could be, you know, like, you could be almost in high school, going to kindergarten.
Almost, but I feel like it wasn't that far apart.
I don't know. Anyway. I feel like we really didn't click until like I got older and then she got older.
Yeah.
And then we kind of clicked because we had just enough gap to where like
I mean, we really didn't have anything in common. Like, you know,
No.
he was, except when I would tattletale on him
I was,
and
about
his
to, I was
girlfriend.
about to bring that up. I was, about to say, I was like, she would tattle on me, and then I would get in trouble, and she would be like, "It's just because I love you, bub."
I just didn't want to get you in trouble, but
don't
I just didn't want you to be in trouble.
Yeah,
but I was the one that got him in trouble.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, that's such a
distinctly-
Rhea Bell thing.
so Rhea.
That's so Rhea.
Yeah.
But I mean, but fair enough. I mean, at that age, it was hiding cigarettes underneath your hat, or on the way to school, smoking in my truck, and telling sister,
Don't
"Hey,
tell mom.
don't tell mom. This is the last one. I promise. I promise. This is the last time I smoke. So just let me have
And
my
look,
last
and me,
one."
like that bothers me. That would bother me all day long, and I couldn't wait to get home to tell Mama. 'Cause it was like, Mama, I know something I shouldn't know.
And stupid me, I would do it right again.
Yeah.
Okay, now don't tell mom.
Don't tell mama.
And then we'd get home. There it was again. I'd be in trouble.
I distinctly have a memory of you with a girlfriend. Don't remember who it was, but y'all was making out on the couch, and oh yeah, there was kissing. And I came in, and I'm like, I didn't say anything. I went to tell my mama.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna get
can
my
see
mama,
your
and
curly
and she came out, and I was like, oh well, I just didn't want him to get in trouble. What if Mom walked in on him?
That was her famous line.
You the one telling.
I don't
know, but-
I don't want you to get in trouble, but I said, man.
I'm sure. Yeah, man.
But I got you in trouble. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, so you was a little.
Yeah, I mean, and I remember
was
when
a
you
snitch.
graduated high school, I was probably like 12-ish, maybe. And then you left home right
Yeah,
after high school.
I did. I left home right after high school and started life, I guess you could say. It was one of those things where, and okay, I don't want to talk about mama, but
Yeah, well-
it was follow the rules of the house or don't live in the house.
Yeah.
So I just chose not living in the house.
Yeah.
Now if I could go back and change some things,
Wouldn't we all change
Wouldn't
something?
we
you know,
all?
that's the famous saying. If I could do it over again,
Yeah.
but I don't regret it. It kind of made me who I am today. But I think it was kind of after that we kind of started clicking. Once I kind of moved out of the house and I couldn't get told on anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, I had to grow up too.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to grow up and
8 years is
mature.
a little far, though.
It is.
That's funny. That's
yeah.
my kids. That's Jovi and Isla and Roz and
See,
Bennett.
they'll be, and I can remember when you'd come and get me and bring me to the mall
Yeah.
or bring me go eat somewhere. That was a big deal. So that'll be how it is for you girls. Like
Yeah.
Isla will go and get Roz and go bring her somewhere, and she'll
But it's two
she's
girls
just
you
gonna
have
feel.
on.
I have 2 older girls.
Okay.
And then 8 years, and then the babies.
But it was like a boy and a girl being 8 years apart. Like she said, there was nothing in common.
Yeah.
Right.
It was my little sister.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
I love my
tore it-
little sister. I love my
Yeah.
big brother, but no sort of like relationship, like talking.
Like you
and,
wasn't
Right.
babysitting or nothing like that.
Oh no.
Mm-mm. No,
Not that I
and-
couldn't.
And he,
Not that I couldn't,
I mean, in the summertime too, you worked.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
would have you some jobs while you were in school and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah, working on the farm or
Mm-hmm.
working doing vinyl siding or metal buildings and stuff like that. Well, I had to.
Yeah.
That was the rules. I had to make all my insurance money over the summer, and in order to drive through the rest of the year. You know, that was Mom's deal. You worked all
What
summer.
What little truck you had? A
I had
Mazda?
I had an '87 Ford Ranger to start with.
It was white.
Yeah, the white one.
one.
And it was a 4-cylinder, 5-speed on the floor manual tranny, you know. But that thing stayed broke more than it stayed running.
Oh,
I had to be in shape because there ain't no telling when it would leave me on the road. I'd have to run home.
oh my gosh! Can you imagine?
Yeah, so we got rid of that one. Then I had the little was it Isuzu?
Isuzu, not a Mazda.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
Isuzu. And then back in that day, it was, you know, I had it slammed on the ground with some gold spoke wheels.
He'd wake up early
and
before school and go outside and polish his wheels before high school. Before school.
I'd go wipe my wheels off and get the truck ready, wipe the truck.
Imagine that.
In the little small town of Gaydon, Ball.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, he was rolling.
I was big
in
pimping.
Gaydon.
Big stuff in the little town of Gaydon.
What kind of music you would listen to on the way to
Oh
school?
man, I was Tupac, boy. What you
Tupac.
talking about?
It was either like hard rap or hard rock.
Yeah,
Because
that's-
yeah.
Because I was playing in the metal band then. We had the band.
What
I was
band?
playing guitar in the band with Brady Knockin and all them. Stoned Youth, we called ourselves.
Stone Youth. I don't
Yes.
remember this.
Yes, man. I wish I
Oh.
actually looked for a cassette tape we made the other day. We
How
made it
cool would that be?
in Dad's studio. We made it in Ronnie's
Oh
studio,
my
man.
Lord.
Yeah.
Mama
and,
didn't say nothing about stoned youth.
Oh yeah, she had
She
something
had
to
this.
say
I'm
about
sure
it.
she did.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I wish
just
you could find some pictures or something. Y'all.
Man, my
I
hair
wish
was
that cassette
my hair
tape
was
was
down to
right there.
here. Like my hair was down to here. I had it shaved underneath.
I don't
Oh
remember
yeah.
that.
Find them
Lead guitarist in a rock band in Gaydon. What?
Oh,
kicks and
Lord.
Gaydon,
I don't know what the.
I wouldn't go
Shined up
I would not go
wheels.
that far. I would not go
Shined
that
up
far.
wheels, all the chicks in Gaydon, stoned youth.
all the
Jamming Tupac.
groupies. I don't know if you'd want the groupies.
Settle down now. Settle down.
Oh Lord, simmer down, simmer down.
Settle down now. Settle down.
Oh
So
my
funny.
word.
I thought you didn't remember me playing in a band? at all?
No. I remember you playing guitar, like
Yeah.
in your room. I could practice in, and
Constantly.
Daddy would pick at you.
Yep.
Like you would be singing or something, and he'd run down the hall and be like, "Are you okay?" Like 'cause it was so
No,
bad.
he would tell me
What a
that is
Yeah.
that is so awesome. You ought to sing solo. I said, what? Solo? I can't hear you.
Yes.
All
Thanks.
of that things, huh?
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. But
That's so
yeah,
funny.
so the rock guitar, I can't remember that
Nope.
at all.
Nope. I guess we never went see you play.
No.
Oh, your mama wouldn't go and see you play?
Probably
no,
not.
well, actually, I had to leave the band because we were getting gigs, but the gigs were like in bars or nightclubs, you know, and it was after the other people would play, so it was like 10:30, 11:30,
Late.
you know, midnight, and Mama,
No, heck no.
nah, she wasn't having it, so I had to end up quitting the band.
Oh. Imagine
I'm
how
sure you were
never
mad.
know what could have come of
Never
that.
know. Stone Youth could have been the next thing.
Oh,
yeah.
man. It's all right. God had other plans.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, right out of high school, I know,
Yep.
like you moved out. You've been working in the oil field since, high school.
Yeah, since high school. Moved out, got a job, Falcon Drilling, 97, started in the oil field. And I've been there through the ups and downs ever since, you know. Went overseas, I think it was 2013. Started working overseas.
You like working overseas?
I love it. I love it. The travel, you know, the travel is the travel. But it gives me like a little time going to work. I can get my head straight for work. And then when I come home, I have that time on the plane and this, that, and other to myself. And then when I get home, I'm ready to be home.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're in the Gulf, you work all night, you wait for the helicopter, you fly in, you drive home, you get home, you just want to be left alone. You know?
There's no time to decompress.
No, there's no time to decompress. So I enjoy it. And I've
How
seen.
long is the plane ride?
Oh man, for me right now, let's see, Lafayette to Atlanta, hour and a half. Atlanta to Seoul, Korea, 15 and a half. And then Seoul to Manila is right at 4, I think it is. And then we overnight Manila, and then there's another hour and a half flight to another island called El Nido. And then we helicopter to the
15
rig.
hours. Can you imagine that?
You know, I don't even like to go to the bathroom one time. And so, like, you got to go to the bathroom several times throughout that and aggravate the people. Is it like a full flight?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, you get status. So status, I get like economy comfort. You know, a couple of times I've been able to fly first class, which is
Ooh.
That's nice.
Game changer.
Game
Oh,
changer.
Game
I
changer.
bet.
Like a little, like the sleeping pod.
yeah, the
ones?
one with the
Oh.
you hit the little button and the door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I could maybe do that.
Oh yeah, you lay full out. Yeah, but then the only bad thing though is when you use up all your certificates for that, and you got to go back in the cattle
Oh,
class.
man.
Or you sit back there mad as heck.
Oh,
you
mad. Talk about like you can't go
and
back from that.
You looking up at the aisles.
Yeah.
Remember when I used to be in the front?
In the front, all those lucky ones.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and you're sitting in the front, and they come by, and they're like, "Hey, can I get you something? Would you like another whiskey? Maybe some warm nuts? Yes, thank you, sure." And you're in the back, you're like, "Can I get a whiskey?" No.
No.
It's like, no.
I would need some whiskey on a 15-hour flight. Oh my god.
And a sleeping pill
I
or
don't even.
something.
I
Lord.
don't even drink whiskey, but I'd make it happen. Oh my god.
I know.
I enjoyed it. I've seen a lot of the world on somebody else's nickel, you know. So you make the best of it. We go to a new place. There's a group of us, like we'll either come in early for a day or two, or we'll stay late for a day or two. Do the touristy thing, check out the island or wherever.
You've had
we're
a few
at, so.
cool layovers
Yeah,
in
I've
different
had
places.
I've had a few cool ones. Yeah, worked in Korea for a long time, almost a year in was it Busan, Korea, Okpo, building ships. So that was cool. Like living in an actual apartment for 28 days and
Yeah.
driving to the shipyard and checking in the shipyard. It's a different experience, you know, building a ship. But Korea was good. I like the Philippines. Malaysia is great. The people are great. Everything's easy, you know. There's some places I'd rather not go back to work.
Yeah.
Certain parts of the west coast of Africa I'd rather not go back to if I don't have to. Just the logistics, the unfriendliness, the how can I put it, vans with armored guards and stuff, you know, shuffling you
wow,
around.
yeah.
Does that make you feel a little
Yeah,
uncomfortable?
you don't quite have that easy feeling, and then you check in the hotel and they look at you and say, "Do not leave this hotel." You know.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's
Lord help.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
yeah.
No.
There's. If I don't ever say I won't go back. I prefer not to have to go back. You know.
Yeah.
So it's. I try not to say never.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you say never, then never happens.
Yeah.
Please,
And
Lord.
yeah.
I said, please, Lord, please don't let me have to go
be
back
at your
there.
Be
will.
at your will, Lord.
That's
Yeah.
our favorite saying. Be at your will, Lord, that we do or do not blank.
Right.
Find a bathroom. You know, like
be
something
anything.
easy, but yeah, that's something a little harder.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So let's talk about personal life. You have a son and a daughter.
Yep, a son and a daughter. Got a granddaughter.
And a granddaughter.
Yep. And a granddaughter, beautiful little girl. My daughter graduates this year. So
Can't even believe.
yeah, that's. I thought it would get better, like easier as time went on, but oh wow, man, I have to take out a loan for senior year.
Man.
all
That
the
is-
things happening.
Oh, it's well, you know, blessed enough that we can afford the things, but at
Yeah.
the same time, you have to remind yourself to be happy about being able to afford it. You know, because when you look at just what's going out, you know, but it's everything that's needed. You know,
Yeah.
you got your gowns and your pictures and then your parties and your this and that and all the accessories to go with it, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but you have to come to a mental place and just say, you know, God, thank you that I can afford these things, you know.
Yeah, and so she can have the experience. You know, it's all part
Yeah.
of the experience. I'm not looking forward to that though either. And she's a girl, so you know, like dresses.
But
Yeah.
she's, and I must say, I was very blessed because she does what she needs, you know. And of course, I give her most of the things she doesn't need. But at the same time, she's not always asking for extravagant things. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very big blessing.
She's so sweet. I met her a couple of times before I met you.
Yeah. Well, that
I
was,
really
should
love
be
her.
evidence that he exists.
Yeah.
He met his kid.
Yeah.
But
No.
still
No. I've seen him in videos.
wasn't good enough.
No, I'm in the flesh.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able
Trinity,
to come to
God, I was. So, okay, wait, and I have to do some math. How old was
some
I?
math and
She's almost 18. She's 17.
17, yeah.
So I'd have been like 20. I don't know. Do the math on that. I just turned 39.
You know, I'm not
Gross.
picking up my phone, so.
22. Okay.
So you was just getting married, huh? Or you had been married for a little bit?
No,
I got married when I was 23.
How old were you when you got married?
23.
23-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we still had Trinity. Trinity was
She was
born.
in our wedding.
Yeah, because me and Jamie were both in it.
Yes. 39 minus 17 says 22, but I feel like I was probably 21. Anyway,
Maybe around
that was my first. Loved her so much. Like, oh.
Yeah, she did spend a lot of time out in the country with you guys. Yeah.
Yep, she'd come for the weekend at Mama's, and I lived right next door where in that house where my grandparents lived, and I was there more than I was home.
No.
Yeah, she's well.
But they and I believe this. God gives you what you need when you need it, and He knew that I needed a sweetheart because she was just always naturally bubbly and magical and everything. It's a flower, but it's the best flower ever. Look at the brightest color on this flower, Dad. And she used to put them in her hair and yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and now she's doing great. Senior in high school. She goes to school, comes home, goes to work, buys all her little knick-knack things now.
But y'all have been through quite a bit though in your life.
Yeah.
We could be here for a long time.
That's why when we kind of talked, I asked her. I was like, she's like, maybe kind of a few defining moments in your life. I was like, man, what part of the Netflix special do you want? There's been a lot of times in my life, but if you want to go down that one, again, when God gives you what you need and you don't even know you need it yet. I lost my wife in 2016. Me and Jamie were together.
Trinity's mom. Yeah.
Trinity's mom. We were together 10 years, and she passed in 2016. That was a rough year. I lost my job at the start of the year when the oil field was bad, so I got laid off. Just thinking that the oil field would come back quickly, I said, you know what, I'll just take some time off. Well, then 6 months later, Jamie passes. So now overnight, I'm a single dad. I got a daughter, and I was raising her son at the time.
Okay.
He was living with us. She had a son that would stay with us, and so overnight, I became a single dad of two. And some other trials and tribulations in my life that I had to overcome. We can go further into that if we have time or whatever. I don't mind, but I always say that she saved me. She saved me from going down a very dark road because I knew that I had to take care of my daughter and I had to take care of her brother, my stepson. And I didn't have time to just sit there and mourn. It was a very bad time. My house was about to be in collection because I wasn't making oil field money anymore. I was making $20 an hour, but I was can till can't, sun up till sundown, barely making ends meet, house in foreclosure. I had done sold my pretty jacked up four-wheel drive truck, and I got a secondhand truck so I could get money back to catch the house up so they didn't come take our roof.
Oh my gosh.
And
it was hard.
Yeah, but I always say she saved me, man, because she was all about daddy, and even at that age when she had just lost her mom, she could see that I was having trouble. And I can remember many times she would just come to the sofa and just like slide by me. And I'd kind of look down and she'd go,
Aww.
And it was just what you needed at that moment,
Man.
And a lot of times, God gives you what you need. You don't know you need it yet, and she's one of them. She's,
I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you had to do that without her? What kind of joy would you have found?
I don't know if he'd be here.
No, honestly, no, probably not. I probably went down to a different path that I had previously overcome, and but I knew I couldn't go back down that road. Yeah, that was.
Nope.
But we made it, and we're here, and we pushed through, and
Yep.
I tried to give her everything I could. You helped, Koa helped a lot. I had an aunt of mine that really stepped up. She lived right around the corner, and she would get the kids off the bus for me, and she would get their homework done. And she stepped up big time. I couldn't have done it without Aunt Jet,
Yeah.
And I tell her that to this day. I'll never forget what she did for me.
In such a pivotal time
Yeah,
in your
a
life.
pivotal
like
time. She just stepped right on up.
Thank God.
And
wow.
then some of the things, like as a dad, you can only give your daughter, like, I gave her 120%, but there's sometimes I knew that it just needed a lady's touch, and I'd get on the phone. With Koa and be like, "Hey, look, this is what's going on. Can you either maybe pick her up and y'all go have some lunch, or can you just come over, talk to her, maybe video chat or something?"
Yeah. Yep.
And we made it through, and very proud of her today. So it's
Yeah.
it's just awesome. It's awesome.
It feels like a lifetime ago, but then
But it was
probably
just
feels
yesterday.
like yesterday
Yeah,
too.
and she looks so much like her mom.
The older she gets too, oh my gosh, yeah.
It's some
She's
days.
such a good mix of y'all, but
Some days.
man.
Some days the way she does her hair, like she'll curl her hair like her mom used to curl it or something, and she has that little Mexican caramel color, and she'll
Yep.
come across the house and I'll.
Yep.
Double take.
Oh yeah.
Or like when she'll wear some of Jamie's clothes too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, she'll wear Jamie's clothes, or I resize Jamie's watch for her. She, little things of her mom. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's so sweet.
yeah.
I'm so glad you got to come today. I'm so glad I got to meet you, but like just hearing your story and like really watch y'all kind of dynamic was fun for me.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
I don't know, like I've always wanted to know about, more about her, like in that way though, like your family. Like I met your daddy, your mama,
Yeah.
and then but like I wanted to meet you so I could
appreciate
I could unlock that.
There you go.
that
There you go.
part of our
Character
friendship.
unlocked. That character is no longer black in the background. You unlock the character.
That's
man.
right. I can see it now.
Yeah.
Oh
Perfect.
no!
Well, I
Thank you
appreciate
so
y'all letting me be
much
here.
for coming out.
Yeah. Thank you for coming, Bub.
Of course. There's
We'll have to have you back because
there's a lot more of the show.
Oh Lord.
I feel like we
telling
need to
you.
have Lainey and him at the same time, and we could really show down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's-
That would be fun, huh?
Absolutely.
We just got to nail you down another time. That's hard to
yeah,
get.
just give me a date. Give me a date out front, and I'll set it. Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
during the summer, whenever Lainey's off, and we can try to get them both together.
Yeah.
That'll work.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, that is the end of our sibling episode round 2.
Part two.
Part 2.
Yep.
We want to thank Acadia Parish Cajun Harvest Country. Y'all know it's time for Mardi Gras. It's
Yep.
that time of year.
Already.
And you can go to acadiatourism.com/boucherie if you want to know about all those boucheries we were talking about earlier. And they're going to have a list of live music, festivities, all the things that you can do to celebrate the Mardi Gras season. So y'all check out acadiatourism.com/Mardi Gras for all the details. Thank y'all for being a sponsor of Coffee Talk with the Cajun Moms.
Yes. Thank y'all. See y'all next week.
Thanks for joining us on Coffee Talk with the Cajun Mamas. We hope you enjoyed your cup of coffee and our chat. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Until next time, keep the coffee brewing and the conversation flowing.